Welcome to my channel. My name is Alexis Bravo, and today we're going to be talking about the straight path. So what does that mean, right? So we're talking about destiny. The destiny we are bound to from birth into material existence, the definitive course from our birthplace in physical reality to our home in the spiritual universe. The metaphysical, transcendental, objective kingdom where all belong, all have a place, a purpose, a time to enjoy eternal bliss, happiness, and freedom. So to talk about this, we're going to break up the discussion into two different parts. First, we're going to talk about paths. What do I mean when I say paths? When we understand what that is, we'll move on to describe the straight path. So the first thing, paths, right? So every being is a gateway, a path to an ocean of possibilities. When we model our behavior after a specific person, we inherit their pathways, the associations, connections, and relationships that all beings in the universe have attained in the completion of that person's potential. We can be countless people on any given day as our paths shift from one moment to the next. Indeed, there are an infinite number of paths, an infinite number of potentials. Some are human, others divine, and yet others demonic. Each depends on a particular personality. Every path will fulfill every entity in an entirely different way, leading every entity to possess an infinite number of parallel lives. Our paths have definitive ends according to the purpose of our activities and the visions we have for our lives. Our paths will affect the lives of other beings in the universe or multiverse for that matter, sometimes for the better, sometimes for the worse. That's the burden of our own individual karma or the consequences of our actions. Many paths lead to elevated lifestyles, sometimes even to complete freedom. Many paths lead to destruction of the self and of the other. So that's everything you really need to know about paths. Now on to the straight path, right? So the straight path is this concept in Islamic literature in the Quran. It's the path that reconciles all other possible paths into that one path that gives everyone the most beneficent end. It's God's path. The path secures the return of the being to their spiritual home and breathes life into every other being along the way. It's the ideal, right? It's what Jesus referred to as the narrow path, right? So characteristically, this path is constituted of devotional work toward God. But you don't have to be a priest to live it, right? The idea is that we take the path that leads us to the realization of all creation, that fosters lasting peace, provides for those in need, supports agency, builds wealth, both for us as individuals and us as a collective, advances ideals, eradicates ignorance, and strengthens relationships. We are bound to others one way or another. The straight path, and the only path to ascend upon, consists of fulfilling our inherent obligation to the universe, becoming the best version of ourselves for everyone's sake, not just for our own, and ensuring that others can become their best versions too. I want to be very clear that the straight path doesn't mean a person must be straight. It doesn't have anything to do with orientation. LGBTQ+ people are more than capable of walking it. It merely consists of getting your priorities straight and dedicating your life to the greater good, seeking to make as much of an impact as you possibly can make on the welfare of other beings. The only other qualifier is that you believe in God. And that's something that the grand majority of the world already does. That you offer the Lord your works and pray for others is inherent. That whenever you're full of pride or frustrated, you remember that all the praise belongs to God in the first place. And whatever is happening, in your life is happening for the greater good of all beings in the universe, you included. So suck it up and smile, because a good attitude can trump most situations, and because it's expected of you. If you have anything else to add on this, please go ahead and comment down below. If you like the video, like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.